Good morning YouTube. We have something a little bit different today. As you can see, it's absolutely, well, and this sounds stupid because people are probably going to watch this in Canada and America where they've got absolutely feet of snow, but to us we don't get much snow, so to us it does stop the work, everything, progress and everything. So as you can see across there, it is a bit of a whiteout anyway today. We've got something different. I suppose it's a cross between gardening and landscaping. It's just got to go into an entry between some houses, and I'll spin you around and I'll just show you what we're doing. So this is the article in question, and what we're going to do is just a small yard, and this bamboo screening is going to come off, get replaced, but the wall I think is shot underneath. So we're going to have a look at the wall and then rake out and point, but we can't point in this weather. So we will point, you know, as soon as we can, as soon as the weather warms up. So yeah, this heat is going to be coming handy. I'll warm my hands on that. So again, everything's got to be moved out the way, and then we'll have a little look at the wall. So it's just a bit of a different job today, but you've got to keep at it. And I hope everyone is finding some work to do. And if not, if you haven't got any, just stay in bed or stay by the fire and get a nice cup of coffee, and I'll see you all in a bit. So we've just removed all the stuff out the way, and then as you can see we can just pull this is steam, sorry, coming out the heating system. That's making it just a bit blurred. So yeah, you can see the wall's shot a bit, but it is only sort of cosmetic, I think. It's like a cosmetic. We'll scrape all that off and then we'll see what needs pointing. It might not need pointing, to be honest. It doesn't look too bad. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, this is the steam coming out of the heating system, sorry. So we'll, at least anyway, we'll point what we need pointing, and we'll put some new battens on and some fresh bamboo on. So that's the job anyway. So that's everything cleared out the way. We can work better, and as you can see, this batten which held everything on, that's shot, that's got to come off. In fact, that's off. So that's got to come off, and then you can see some of the brickwork does need pointing. All this top definitely needs pointing. I think down below here is probably just cosmetic, that this coming off, but anyway, we'll scrape it all off, we'll get on with that, we'll see what the wall looks like. But as you can see, there's, sorry, the sun, there is a little bit of pointing that's needed. So I think it'll be a nice little job when we're finished. Nice new bamboo trellis. Yeah, make the place look nice. So I'm just getting the loose off with this. I don't even know what, I think it's a plasterer's hammer, to be honest with you, but it's got a spike on, so it's like a pointing hammer. Use it for all sorts. I'm just going to get the loose off, and I've got a grinder with a mortar wheel on it, which you'll be seeing in a minute. I'm just going to get the heavy off, because the mortar wheel doesn't last forever, and if you're going through bits that you don't need to go through, then you're wasting the wheel. The likes of this now is loose, see that? That'll take that out. It seems to be just the top couple of courses, 4 courses or so, and then after that it looks okay, but it is still covered, so I'm not 100%, but anyway, we'll see. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment, just using this little hacking out hammer. As I say, I think it's a plasterboarding hammer. I don't know what the hole's for, but this is to hold the nail in here. So, and there's another thing on the top to hold the nail. So you can, I think, to hit plasterboards upside down. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's what I'm using. So yeah, I'll get on with that. Well, I forgot how dusty it was. That's just off the brick dust. One small tip for you, if you're going to do this, get one of them white all-in-ones from B&Q or from any painting decorating store. I'm going to get one for tomorrow. This is ridiculous. I forgot. I've done plenty of pointing in my time, but I haven't done it for a while. So there you go. There's a little tip. These are all going to have to be washed now straight away. So see you later. Well, it's 8 degrees now, so I'll carry on with the pointing today. These are our ingredients that we're going to be using to make the mortar, and I will be doing a bit more talking about these later in the video. I'm putting some winter mix in because it is still a bit cold, so this has got good additives in, just what we need. Some of the walls being pointed already and covered over. We use some, you can just see it there underneath there, there's Hessian and there's the blue sheeting to keep it waterproof. I've got a few bricks on top there, I'll just take them off now. So this bit, that's all been done and brushed. These need fixing up over here. There's a couple of patches down here that need putting in, but I wanted to get the pointing done first. So there's a few brush marks in it which I don't like, but at least it's in solid. This has been done. This needs taken out, this bit of mortar and a brick putting in there, but the pointing is done, and you'll never get it absolutely perfect because the bricks aren't perfect, they all stick out. But I'm not just saying it, but this is the actual pointing that I like. There's a few little brush marks in that I didn't want because it was still a bit damp when I put the brush over it. But at least it's done. And now we're on this section here. So I shall set this up and get on with that. This is just a mix of builder's sand and cement with the admix in as a plasticizer, makes it a bit more smooth to use, and we're not using lime. Now, I done some extensive research, reading and asking questions before I did the pointing, because I was telling someone I've got a pointing job and they asked me if I'm using lime. I said no, I've never used lime, and they said, well, you're supposed to use lime on walls and, you know, for brickwork. So I was reading on Google and it was just mind-boggling. I will go into some more detail just later on in the video about it. And while brushing there to get all the dust off ready for the pointing, I noticed that there's still a few bits of old mortar that's still in the joints. It has been done with the wheel and there is a gap of say 20mm in or even 25mm in places, but there's still mortar attaching to the brick top and bottom, and you need that out because your new mortar won't stick to old mortar, it'll only stick to the brick. So even though you've got a gap between the bricks and you could stick 15-20mm of new mortar in, it's gonna have the old mortar top and bottom, so you want that out. It wants to be clean brick. So that's another thing, and as I say, aim for about 20mm in, if not more. And also, just before you start pointing, it's wise to damp the wall, damp the joints with a brush and water or a spray bottle. You don't want it soaked, but you do want it damp. But it rained the night before this, so the wall is damp, so I don't need to do it. and we're off. Okay, so you see me putting some cement on the trowel and bashing it down. There's two reasons for this. Number one, it sticks it to your trowel, it adheres, and also you try to get it to about the thickness of the gap in your bricks. And as I say, it's twofold. As you scrape the cement, the mortar off with your other trowel, it sticks to both trowels, it doesn't fall off. I'm using a small pointing trowel in my right hand, and I'm holding the mortar with a bricklayer's trowel. And the reason for that is I hold what I feel is just the right amount to use. It doesn't get too heavy. You can use a board which is called a hawk. It's a square board with a little like pole coming down handle, mortar board, but you tend to put too much on it if I use one of them, and it starts getting a bit heavy, a bit awkward. So I'm quite happy using the bricklayer's trowel. And I start with the perps, the uprights, get them filled in, and start from the top of the wall as well and work your way down. That's so no dust or rubbish goes over the work that you've just done. So yeah, I'm filling these perps, getting them well filled, push it right in. I mean, as with everything, there's different methods and different ways, but I've found this is the way it suits me. Get the perps done and then go along the lines. And as you can see, I've got some speed on me. I've really got into a gallop here, if only. I think the main thing about using the lime is it doesn't make the mix so hard. If there's any movement in the building, the bricks crack instead of the pointing. I think that's the main thing. The other thing I was listening about and reading about was using the lime in a mix for period buildings, which is, you know, listed buildings and old buildings. So I don't know, I did get confused, I'll be honest. The other tool you can use as well is called a finger trowel. I don't like it for this. We use it for the paving stones, but I don't think you can get enough on it. But it's great for getting in the bricks. But I just don't like it myself. But you know, you find what you like. There is plenty of different tools to use, but I think it's a bit too slow for me. It's good for taking over after you've done the job. But again, whatever you prefer. I mean, does the job. The other thing a lot of people do, I don't like it, but you get the board and you can push it, you can shove it off your board. Again, yeah, it works. But it's just something you get used to, or you don't like, or you try, or absolutely nothing wrong with it. But it's just something I don't do, but again, there's loads of things to do. A little bit of a difference today, nice sunny day. We'll just show you what we're up to now, even though you've just been watching it on the video. So I've got my little new mix done. So okay, I've done most of the perps at the top and I've worked my way. Just getting on with that now, so I'll set it up on a tripod again and we'll carry on with that. So there's plenty of ways to put the cement on, the mortar on. And again, I found a way that I prefer, and say that like here now, I can put it on, I can take it off the back of the trowel that way, and then spin the trowel around and push it in. And yeah, you'll soon get used to it. Sometimes you have got to be a bit of a contortionist as well to do that. But what I prefer is this way. So the likes of that now, I can reach it, but I'm going to get on a hop up and get up so I'm more comfortable, so my elbow's bent and I'm not reaching up. So if I get up here now and then take that off, I can put it in a little bit more comfortable for myself. And make sure that's in. Again, with these bricks being all over the place, it's so hard to just get a into the swing of things, because it's not all the same. So you will end up twisting the trowel, putting more on your trowel, putting a bit less on your trowel where the gaps are thin. And again, like I said about putting the board there to catch the drop, the bits, I tend to move my trowel a little bit too much to keep it in one space. So that's just a trade-off that I do myself. So again, I can reach it quite comfortably today, but I don't want to do that. I've got the top up, I might as well use it. And just get up so I'm at a comfortable height. And the rest, maybe I could even do this one, this last line now from the hop up, even though I can reach it. And when you're pointing a wall as well, you want to start from the top so that you're not wrecking any of your work down below. So work along, let's say, the top two to three courses all the way along, and then work up your way along on the next three down, next two down. So you're working down the wall. I wish it really was this fast as well. Yeah, obviously it is speeded up. I think you're aware of that. But it'd be great if you could get up to speed like this. That's all pointed now. This door's getting changed and the frame's coming down, so I haven't done this brickwork here because that'll be coming down, and then there's bits here where the I think they've used wood and builder's foam or whatever, and there's a bit here. So this section here is going to be coming down. So yeah, that's all pointed. It just needs a brush on it now, but I've just done it here a bit. I don't know if you can pick that up, but there's a few brush marks in and I don't like it. There's nothing you can do if it's too damp. But what I'll do is I'll clean up. And I've left all the pointing stuff on the floor, the hacking out, the old cement. So any bits that I've dropped has gone on it. A lot of people might say, why don't you put a sheet down? I personally don't like sheets. I don't like them when I'm gardening. I don't like them when I'm working. If I can avoid them, I will, because I think they're trip hazards. That's just me again, personally. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube using sheets when they're doing pruning and things. That's fine. I particularly don't like it. I've tried it and I don't want to do it. So when I've got to do it, I will. But I think all this dust is going to sort of take the brunt of any bits. There's not much anyway, only bits that I've dropped. So this is concrete on the wall that I didn't bother getting off because it was absolutely solid. And I didn't want to damage the wall anymore. So these cupboards are going back there. Anyway, I'll clean up and you'll see that. But I think the customer wants to leave the wall on show now and not put this bamboo screening, because this wall was going to get done next. I'll have to have a word. But anyway, it's nice enough to be left. I love old brick walls. So I'll get on to cleaning. Just going to brush these little, what we call snots. I think other people call them feathers. But it's leaving a few brush strokes which I don't like. But I've got to finish. I can't wait round. I mean, you've got to go. So what I'm going to do is, if I do this way, put brush strokes in it. And if I go the other way, it sort of minimalises them and just gives them that slight. It's not the end of the world. I'd rather it not be in. But I've got to tidy up. I've got to go. So it still will look okay. But it's me personally, I don't like the brush marks in. But if you do go various ways, it sort of takes that, see, it takes it off. That's not too bad. So I'll do that now on the whole wall. So that's all cleaned up apart from this, as I explained before. That's getting knocked down. So I think that's really nice, a nice wall as it is. And I think they are going to keep it and just put some small trellis on. Well, that's my suggestion, sort of little columns of nice trellis. So that's that, and I think I'll make a start on this side. They weren't too sure if they wanted me to do that, but I've just been told now they want this side doing, so I have to remove all this stuff. Oh, anyway, I'll get on with that. So I am going to do this in two parts, simply because this side now needs doing, which they weren't sure about, but as I just said in the video, they now want it doing. But this gate, it wants replacing, and that was nothing to do with me. They already had someone lined up to do it, but now they've asked me to do it because I think they're not well. So that's the gate that needs doing, and also the trellis work needs doing, and now they've said they want some artificial turf putting down. So I don't want to keep this video on my phone and not get it uploaded and get it out, so I'm going to just do it in two parts. And basically this wall I'll do probably without filming. I'm not sure, because it's going to be just identical to the other wall. So yeah, anyway, that's going to be part two. But the trellis work and the grass work and the door, if I get the door, they did ask me to do the door. So yeah, there is plenty to do in just this small little backyard. And those who are watching this in America, we call this is a yard. This is what we call a yard, whereas you call your gardens a yard. This is what we've grown up to be known as a yard. So yeah, anyway, we'll see you on part two. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe.